T, and this is No Filters. Always appreciate you all liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, and sharing this with the world. And as always, you already know, get comfortable. Because get you something to drink, get you something to eat, get you something to smoke if that's what you do, fam. Because today, you see the title, Tyler Perry under official federal investigation regarding the Oval Office actor, Mr. Dixon, suing this man for $260 million. Let's get into this here.
Tyler Perry. Now, this situation with Tyler Perry has gotten real. You guys who don't know how real, let me tell you how real his situation has gotten. His situation has gotten too real. Now, what the hell? His situation has gotten too real, you guys. All right? Tyler, man, bro, he could be facing federal charges. I repeat myself again. Tyler could be facing federal investigation, investigation from the feds over this situation with him and this man, Derek Dixon.
What I tell you yesterday, real quick, let's get right. What I say yesterday? What I say? I said people that's moving like Diddy, and you get another name like Tyler Perry in a situation where the coercing people, using their authority, using their powers, taking advantage of other actors, saying, yo, you know, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. Or if you do this for me, I can enhance your position as an actor. Or even even in a series or a movie, it's certain roles where everybody's getting killed or somebody's living to the end. So now it makes you think, like, if you see somebody with the Oval Office situation, and it's like, oh, well, they started at this time, and then you don't see them no more, it may be because people like Tyler Perry, just like Diddy, are taking advantage of their power. Basically, the term gatekeeper comes back into effect. Let's keep going.
Sued him and accused him of an investigation from the feds over this situation with him and this man, Derek Dixon.
Investigation from the feds.
Sexual assault, sexual harassment, and quid pro quo, right? Now, a lot of you guys don't understand what the situation is and why the feds will be getting involved. Well, I want to explain to you right now why, right? What it is, and I'm going to explain to you why Tyler Perry could be in big trouble as far as a federal investigation into him and his company. And this could end real bad. This thing can get real ugly for Tyler Perry, especially if more people, I'm going to repeat myself again, especially if more people come on and make claims similar to what Derek Dixon has made with evidence.
Okay, now let's get right. This is Tyler Perry's like second or third charge. Let's get right about this man sexually harassing grown men in the workplace. And if it's not even in the workplace, it's like just sexually harassing grown men and keeping them from a position in their career where they have to do what he says. And if they don't, they can be cut from that movie, that series, that play, just that opportunity. So clearly, if he's getting a Fed charge, See, the feds didn't got involved, fam. And right now, we already know Diddy. He's already down that rabbit hole. Okay? So what we talking about? You already know what's going on with Diddy. And if you don't, listen, tap in, subscribe, like the channel. There's no filters. You will know what's going on with this man daily. But right now, we got Tyler Perry walking them same thin lines that Diddy being accused for. And actually, honestly, it's a couple things that Diddy's being accused for that's the same as Tyler Perry. Federal investigation after being sued $260 million for sexually harassing a man. Sexually harassing a man. Let's keep going.
You know, this is shown to have any level of truth to it. Now, let's get to this part. What is quid pro quo, right? That's what everybody needs to understand. Quid pro quo sexual harassment. And this guy, he invoked.
Oh, let's get right.
Pro quo, right?
Let's get right. There is a term referred to as called quid pro quo. Okay? So quid pro quo, I'm finna let you know what that means in the entertainment world.
Quid pro to what Derek Dixon has made with evidence. And, you know, this is shown to have any level of truth to it. Now,
this is the Oval Office actor.
What is quid pro quo, right? That's what everybody needs to understand. Quid pro quo sexual harassment. And this guy, he invoked that in a lawsuit. In his accusations, he invoked this multiple times in his lawsuit.
He invoked it multiple times.
Tyler Perry, if this is proven true, again, Tyler Perry is innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. But I have to tell y'all why this is a horrific situation for Tyler Perry right now. You know, and this guy's suing him for $260 million. He's coming for the bag, right? So, quid pro quo sexual harassment is when someone in a position of power, now we got to look at this.
This quid pro quo.
Over an employee conditions a job benefit like a promotion or a raise or a negative employment action like termination or demotion on the employee's submission to sexual advances or requests for sexual favors. According to legal websites, it's a Latin phrase meaning this for that, highlighting the exchange element. Now, here's why, depending on whether or not they find Tyler Perry, you know, had enough, there's enough information that's out there to say, oh, okay, well, damn it, he's on the hook for this. This could cause him to have a federal investigation, and this could have some real serious implications behind this if the feds come to get him.
Okay, so let's get right. Let's get right, family. Let's get right, family. Let's get right, family. Let's get right, family. Quid pro quo sexual harassment is when someone in a position of power over an employee conditions a job benefit. Let's break that down. When sexual harassment is when someone, quid pro quo sexual harassment is when someone in a position of power, Tyler Perry, over an employee, Dixon, conditions a job benefit, the Oval Office series show, like a promotion or raise, or a negative employment action, like termination or demotion, basically stating that I can advance you, I can put you in position, I can give you a job, I can give you a career, or I can shut your shit down in 2 seconds. Easy. Let's keep going. Like a promotion or raise or a negative employment action, like termination or demotion, on the employee's submission to sexual advances, because he being charged for sexual harassment, being sued $260 million. This before the Fed case. See, this new information. Federal investigation going on Tyler Perry now. On the employee's submission to sexual advances or requests for sexual favors. They said on the employee's submission, meaning the employee, Tyler Perry's company, who people working for, that employee's submission to sexual advances or requests of sexual favors, according to legal websites. Now, it's a Latin phrase meaning this for that. So they've been using this phrase right here called quid pro quo, means a Latin phrase for this for that. Quid pro quo means a Latin phrase meaning this for that. So that mean they using secret discussions. They speaking Latin, they speaking Chinese, they speaking whatever the fuck outside of English to let you know I can give you this for that. I can give you this job for sexual advances. I can advance your career if you let Tyler Perry touch you. Let's keep going.
Before I show y'all what's going on. So the breakdown is this. There's a power dynamic. Quid pro quo, sexual harassment or harassment typically involves a supervisor or someone with authority over the employee.
Right.
This is why they always shun supervisors having relationships with employees, right? Because this is a thin line that you walk in these certain situations. Now, it says quid pro quo harassment typically involves a supervisor or someone with authority over the employee. Conditioning.
And so you have to understand, in this situation, family, they breaking down, like right now, I mean, you seeing this right now. They're breaking down what quid pro quo means, what it represents, the people of authority, everybody's position in quid pro quo, meaning Latin, it's a Latin meaning for this for that. They're breaking down all the elements of how the powers that be uses quid pro quo over everyone's career. Let's keep going.
The harasser explicitly or implicitly links a job-related benefit or consequence to the employee's willingness to engage in sexual acts. Meaning, yeah, dog, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna do this show for you like this, dog. But you're gonna have to get down here and do this for me. Yeah, you're gonna have to get on your knees like that.
You understand? You heard what was just said? Let's bring that back for the people in the back. For the people in the back.
It links a job-related benefit or consequence to the employee's willingness to engage in sexual acts. Meaning, yeah, dog, I'm gonna give you this. We're gonna do this show for you like this, dog. But you're gonna have to get down here and do this for me. Yeah, you're gonna have to get on your knees.
That's how Diddy, that's how Tyler Perry coming.
That's illegal. That's against the law.
That's against the law.
And a state crime.
It's against the law.
Crime. This gets bad. Now,
Fam, hold up, fam. Let's get right. Hit that like button when you come in. You know what it is. FAM. It is, you breaking the law when you telling a person quid pro quo. Yeah, I can give you this for your career and your life, but you got to give me that. You got to get down and get that right for me. Sexual shit. That's what's going on with Tyler Perry and the actors and the role players. Because first of all, let's get this shit right. Just because one person just came out don't mean there are not many more that's on the Oval Office series that's going through this shit with Tyler Perry. You know how many motherfucking movies this man done put out? You know how many plays he done did? You know how many series he running? You know how many he already writing still? You know how many he ain't even dropped yet? This man got a fleet of actors and shit and entertainers to put in these movies. But all it take is one, and it was one before. It was one before Mr. Dixon just came out and just put a lawsuit on Tyler Perry for $260 million for being sexually harassed. And he's on the Oval Office series. So you can't tell me that he's the only one that's going through that shit. You understand? He's not the only one going through that. But he was the one that spoke up. Now, there was another guy that we all know. The light-skinned guy, low cut. I'm going to have his name for you in 2 seconds. He came out talking about Tyler Perry sexually harassing him. So how are we sitting here trying to not understand that if we know that it's walk like a duck, quack like a duck, damn it, it's a duck. Let's keep going.
Now let's look at this thing, right? So it says examples: a supervisor promising a promotion or a raise if the employee goes on a date with them.
Tyler Perry is being accused of the exact thing we're discussing right now, about them advancing your career if you go on a date with him. This is what he was saying. This is the general state of a gatekeeper that's using quid pro quo, the phrase that is that means in Latin this for that. Let's keep going.
Right. So it says examples: a supervisor promising a promotion or a raise if the employee goes on a date with them. Says a legal resource. Also, a manager threatening to fire an employee who sends nude photos or who refuses to send nude photos. Also, an employee demanding sexual favors in exchange for keeping a job. Now, Carolyn Shepard, she comes in the comments and says this is a lie. Well, Carolyn, here's the thing. That's for a judge to determine in the court of law, right?
Right.
Let me repeat this to you.
Hold up, man. You can't see this what I be talking about. About you Tyler Perry supporters and shit. That's finding out what's going on with this man right now. Yeah, I know it's different. I know it's got it. I know it. I'm gonna give y'all a moment. Go ahead. Whatever all that is, go ahead. Let's say it again for the people in the back. Tyler Perry is his second time being accused of sexually harassing a man. The same Tyler Perry that's Madea. Yeah. So what I'm trying to figure out is why are we still not taking this serious, or we got people coming in talking about this a lie? Google it. You ain't got to lie. Let's keep going.
Judge determined in a court of law, a judge will determine whether it's a lie or not. But here's the thing. This man had, and he posted text messages.
Oh, shit. We got receipts. Let's get right. We got receipts, family. Let's get right. Let's make sure we understand what's going on. Let's make sure we understand what's being said here. We got receipts. We got text message. Oh, shit. Hit that like button when you come in here. FAM. We got receipts. Let's get right. Calling people a lie. Who lying?
Damn it. He's on the hook for this. This could cause him to have a federal investigation, and this could have some real serious.
This is real. Federal investigation.
Now, let's do the breakdown real quick before I show y'all what's going on. So the breakdown is this. There's a power dynamic. Quid pro quo sexual harassment or harassment typically involves a supervisor or someone with authority over the employee, right?
Someone with authority.
Always shun supervisors having
Again, quid pro quo is Latin meaning for this, for that. So we're breaking down the meaning of this for that and the people that uses quid pro quo over their entire business, company, organization as a gatekeeper. Let's keep going.
Relationships with employees, right? Because this is a thin line that you walk in these certain situations. Now, it says quid pro quo harassment typically involves a supervisor or someone with authority over the employee.
Tyler Perry.
Conditioning the harasser explicitly or implicitly links a job-related benefit or consequence to the employee's willingness to engage in sexual acts. Meaning, this show for you like this, dog. But you're gonna have to get down here and do this for me. Yeah, you gonna
coming at you talking about we got to do this show like this. You got to get down there and do this for me. All of that. What?
That's against the law.
That's against the law.
And a state crime. State.
Diddy, Tyler Perry, Rock Nation, Kevin Spacey. Oh no, all that's against the law. You can't tell nobody, you know, if you get on your knees or if you get down and let me touch you or grope you or let me do this to you, I'm going to give you a job. Oh, that's illegal. Let's keep going.
And a federal crime, which this gets bad. Now let's look at this thing, right? So it says examples: a supervisor promising a promotion or a raise if the employee goes on a date with them. Says a legal resource.
What?
Also, a manager threatening to fire an employee who sends nude photos or who refuses to send nude photos. Also, an employee demanding sexual favors in exchange for keeping a job. Now, Carolyn Shepard, she comes in the comments and says this is a lie. Well, Carolyn, here's the thing.
Ain't no lie. Hold up, Carolyn.
That's for a judge to determine in the court of law, right?
Right.
Let me repeat this to you. That's for a judge to determine in a court of law. A judge will determine whether that's a lie or not. But here's the thing. This man had, and he posted text messages.
Here go the text messages right here. Let's get right. Here go the text messages of Tyler Perry text messages. Let's get right. So people coming in talking about who lying, or that's a lie. Oh no, we got the receipts. We got receipts. We got to make sure we got receipts. We about to go over these receipts. These are the text messages from Tyler Perry to Mr. Dixon on the Oval Office as an actor. Let's go.
Now, you saying it's a lie. But this man has posted over 20-something text messages, man.
20-some text messages?
I'm talking about different pages. I ain't talking about 20 text messages. I'm talking about 20 pages of alleged text messages between him and Tyler Perry. As you read in this right here, it says, "Why did that photo make me jealous? You two together."
That's the first text.
That's apparently Tyler writing this to him. And he writes, "Haha, I don't know. It's just Brad, LOL." And then Tyler, LOL.
Hold up.
You two together.
Hold
and
up.
Tyler Perry. As you read in this right here, it says, "Why did that photo make me jealous?
That's Tyler Perry.
You two together." That's apparently Tyler writing this to him. And he writes, "Haha, I don't know. It's just Brad, LOL." And then Tyler, LOL. And then he writes, "He just wanted to go for a quick walk to get his steps in. And now I'm walking to Chipotle by myself."
This Tyler Perry talking to Mr. Dixon.
When he says get his steps in, a lot of people have these smartwatches like I got. On those smartwatches, smartwatches have a recommendation.
They talking about getting your steps in.
It'll take a step limit of 4 depth and kind of speed. First of all, this is things he printed out.
These are messages he printed out, fam.
Corner, but at the bottom of that, where the middle of that page is, read what that says. Now these were printed out on paper.
These text messages was printed out.
Page 755.
755.
1,425 pages.
Let's say that. Hold up. There are 1,000 plus pages of text messages printed out. Tyler Perry is now under federal investigation. Yesterday, he was being sued for $260 million. Humiliation. Now he's under full investigation. And we got the text message to prove the shit. He's sexually harassing that man in the Oval Office, Mr. Dixon. Let's get right. Let's keep going.
Read what that says. Now these were printed out on paper.
Printed out on paper.
Page 755.
Printed out on paper. Let's go.
1,425 pages. Now, Miss Carolyn, before you come in here running your mouth, if I was you, I would just...
I'll shut the fuck up.
Let this play out in court. Period. Because, see, here's the one thing you're not going to do. He's not going to come in and just be putting up lies and court papers.
Trying to create the narrative for that man.
That's going to be shut down quick. And I haven't heard Tyler Perry say that these messages are not real yet.
Right, and see, let's get right, family. See, this the problem, because you got people like Tyler Perry, people like Jay-Z, you know, even before Diddy was on trial, you know, all of they motherfucking ass don't say shit. They all don't say shit, because at the end of the day, it can be an article put out about them, and the narrative can be painted, and then the people can actually take it. It can be a seed. See, that's the thing. Let's get right. I'm about to get right with y'all. Let's get right. A seed is already planted always when it comes to Tyler Perry, Jay-Z, Diddy, Kevin Spacey, all these weird motherfuckers in Hollywood, right? The seed is planted. But then it's up to the people to water it and let it grow. So if we don't water it for it to grow, like when we hear shit like this about Tyler Perry getting sued for $260 million for sexual harassing a man that works for him and his production company and the show, The Oval Office. So when that comes about, you have to think to self like, okay. And then all of a sudden, to the next day, you got the federal investigation against him for these same things. So it makes you think like Diddy is almost a poster child for the whole put together makeup of RICO. Because now they're using the RICO to bring down these type of guys that is abusing their power. And whether it's from state to state or it's just in one place, they are abusing their power. And now that we got the term quid pro quo, that's Latin, meaning is this for that. Now we know how they've been communicating. See, now they're exposing how the powers that be and these billionaires have been communicating when it comes to the way they treat the product, which is the actor, the entertainer, the athlete. The way that they're treating the product and the way that they want the product to be for the presentation. That's the problem here. And now that we know that there's a term for it, this for that, and they've been using it, the government really has done homework on how to create a term for how people like Diddy, Tyler Perry, Rock Nation, Kevin Spacey, the powers that be has been controlling the industry or gatekeeping things behind a certain way for you to do something, for them to be able to say, hey, I can change your life today if you do what I want you to do sexually for me. That is the situation that's going on right now. Okay? So let's be clear. Right now, they have text messages that say, hey, Tyler Perry and Mr. Dixon has been communicating at a high level, and Tyler Perry has been using his authority and taking advantage of this man's life. Let's keep going. We got the text messages to prove it. Let's keep going. Because for those that don't believe it, you a motherfucking liar coming in here with no filters. Hit that like button. We gonna get real today.
If it weren't real, he would have already said, hey man, those messages are fake. That's not from my account. Say that these, because see, here's the one thing you're not gonna do. He's not gonna come in here and just be putting up lies and court papers. That's something that's gonna be shut down quick. And I haven't heard Tyler Perry say that these messages are not real.
Ain't nobody heard him say shit.
And I believe that if it weren't real, he would have already said, hey man, those messages are fake. That's not from my account. But then that's easily to find out. And also the same thing with the ones from the number. All you have to do is find his
what?
Number. If he gets his number, he can find out the number is registered to Tyler Perry. Easy work.
See, but that's the thing right there, family. We have to be clear on making sure that we understand that people that support men like that, that's over here being charged for sexual harassment and shit, groping other men, you don't get to be not crucified. You don't get to just walk clear. Tyler Perry. You got people that look at you differently. You got people that look at you as a real leader in the urban community. Think about that, fam. You got people that look at you as a leader in the church, in the Christianity community. You have people that look at you as a leader in the, go from having nothing to having something. I mean, these people look at Tyler Perry as, oh my God. And the shit that he talk is like, it'll make you think like, what? I believe this man. All the while, Tyler Perry is using the same system that Diddy is using. So how do we sit there and say, hey, we respect Tyler Perry. We understand Tyler Perry's work. We understand his body of work that he's put together and he continues to put together. How can you respect his body of work if he's sexually harassing men? Let's keep going.
You can see the messages right there on your screen.
We see the messages right there.
See, this is where the dude is alleging the quid pro quo comes in. And this is why I try to tell people.
What's up, Muhammad?
This is thinking. I don't think people really understand. Man, I think the first thing you need to do is really look at all the information first before you come in here just saying anything. Again, I know we like celebrities, but you have to put that behind you when analyzing information. Me personally, I'm waiting to see how this thing plays out.
I mean, I really want to know. Hold up, let's get right. It's really people that analyze celebrities so hard and love them so much and icon them so much as an American idol. As an idol. I mean, there's people out here that really don't have no way to live. Like, I mean, there's people out here that don't even know how to walk, don't know how to talk, don't know how to breathe, don't know how to think, don't know how to persevere. They don't know how to troubleshoot. They don't even know how to, they don't know how to do shit. And they will literally take this American Idol and look at everything in their life and literally follow every step of the way that they move. And that's sad. And I feel so bad for those type of people because at the end of the day, those same idols that's being put forth in front of your face, those are they're just human. They're people. They have problems too. They go through shit too. They're weird as well. They fucked up in the mind as well. So for you to hear it and feel some type of way, that's different because they're just human. That's the difference in this conversation as I'm talking. These people are human. So that should say a lot about the human race. That should say about the psychological, emotional, financial. I mean, it's so many elements that goes with it when it comes to a human and what they feel and what they think for them to be in this type of position because it's just a human thinking like this, being on this type of shit. So people don't get to say, oh, Tyler Perry, he's this idol and people really look up to him, damn near can worship him. But you hear this type of shit, Tyler Perry being sued for $260 million because he sexually harassed an actor that works for him. You ain't processing that? Or you don't think it's real? Or you don't believe it? Let's keep going.
If these are true, they damn it. And I'm going to say that right now. Read the message right there. But I swear to you, I know how to fix this shit. I love killing off a motherfucker in a show that no one expects.
Oh, let's get right.
Allegedly.
Tyler Perry says in text message, allegedly, but I swear to you, I know how to fix this shit. I love killing a motherfucker in a show that no one expects. Meaning his shows, he's talking about, let me say it again. But I swear to you, I know how to fix this shit. I love killing a motherfucker in a show that no one expects. Now, he's referring to him coming at Dixon, trying to holler at that man, and that man is not okay with that. So he's like, hey, I swear I know how to fix this shit. I love killing a motherfucker in a show that no one expects. That's the first line. The blue line is Dixon. Dixon says, yo, you could be sipping my ties. Difference. Because in this case, you have Tyler Perry trying to respond to the white dude, Dixon, in the Oval Office in these text messages. Let's keep going.
Papers. That's something that's going to be shut down quick. And I haven't heard Tyler Perry say that these messages are not real yet.
I ain't heard it either.
And I believe that if it weren't real, he would have already said, hey, man, those messages are fake. That's not from my kid.
Because think about it. They don't say nothing about nothing. But if somebody come out and say, hey, I heard you was over there groping men, you not going to come out and say something to clear your name? You just going to shut the fuck up and let people run around and say that you groping men, abusing your authority, and then the shit come out like nationally, like worldwide. You not gonna say nothing to clear your name, fam? This is what I don't understand about Tyler Perry. Like, why you ain't gonna say nothing to clear your name? Where I come from and where we at, some said about you fucked up weird, any of that bullshit, anything that don't line up with who you are, you coming out quick, strong, and you gonna clear your motherfucking name. Why haven't Tyler Perry said something by now? When this first happened, he was being sued $260 million for touching a man, sexually abusing a man. Days after, now, today, fast forward, he is in a federal investigation about abusing and touching a man. Why hasn't he said anything? Is it because we got these? Let's keep going. We got messages. Let's keep going.
But then that's easily to find out. And also the same thing with the ones from the number.
Hit that like button. We in here. Shout out to family. You know what it is. Let's go.
Tyler Perry. Easy work. So, you can see the messages right there on your screen. See, this is where the dude is alleging the quid pro quo comes in. And this is why I try to tell people. This is thinking. I don't think people really understand what you guys are really looking at. So when that lady just comes in here and you just say, oh, these are lies, man, I think the first thing you need to do is...
These are the text messages and we going through them. Let's go.
Before you come in here just saying anything. Again...
Don't come in here just saying anything.
But you have to put that behind...
We got receipts.
When analyzing information. Me personally, I'm waiting to see how this thing plays out. But the messages, if these are true, they're damning. And I'm going to say that right now.
Where I come from, if we see it, we believe it. You understand? See, you don't get messages like this and all of that and then just be like, oh my God, they just made that up. Something happened. We don't believe this shit. Oh my God, what they talking about? Why? Like, that ain't real. No. If it walk like a duck, sound like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a fucking duck. You understand me? And I'm tired of society seeing shit and still don't believe what the fuck y'all seeing. That's what I'm tired about, y'all. I'm tired of y'all seeing it and still don't believe it. Because if you believed it, you would take a stand against it. Let me say that again for the people in the back. If you stand against it, you will speak against it. Let's keep going.
Read the message right there. But I swear to you, I know how to fix this shit. I love killing off a motherfucker in a show that no one expects. Then he writes, allegedly, you could be sipping Mai Tais, counting coconuts right now. It goes on. Think about the last episode. They were all popped at. We don't know who lives.
So this is Tyler Perry in text message back and forth with Mr. Dixon that works for the Oval Office, stating back and forth saying that Dixon says he loves to want to kill a motherfucker off in the show, the Oval Office show. Tyler Perry says, hey, you could be sipping Mai Tais counting coconuts right now. Clearly, he telling him that's bribery. He's basically saying, yo, fam, even though that you could kill somebody in the show and be like, fuck it, because you mad, you ain't got to worry about that. If you fuck with Tyler Perry, he's saying you can be in Mai Tai counting coconuts right now. Sipping Mai Tais. Dixon goes on to say, hey, think about last episode. They all shot off. They are all shot off. We don't know who lives. Tyler Perry allegedly says, exactly. I'm scared. They should be too. He said, nope, they're not. Tyler Perry allegedly says, last I checked, we all got the same bullets in us. Let's keep going.
What is he talking about? I think what he's trying to say in this message is not. Anyway, last time I checked, we all got the same bullets in us. So what is he talking about? I think what he's trying to say in this message is that they, like, when they do the pre-shoots, they got people who already got popped in pre-shoots. So, like, if he wanted to just air that, he could. But it's like, almost like this dude is trying to say, oh, he's using this to control just me to say, look, I can get your character out of here. We've already shot that scene. I can run with that scene. We can go with this multiple ways. Or we can go with it that you survived, that you didn't survive. This is the things that
let's bring it back.
I can run with wanted to just. So what is he talking about? I think what he's trying to say in this message is that they, like, when they do the pre-shoots, they got people who already got popped in pre-shoots. So, like, if he wanted to just air that, he could. But it's like, almost like this dude is trying to say, oh, he's using this to control just me to say, look, I can get your character out of here. We've already shot that scene. I can run with that scene. We can go with this multiple ways. Or we can go with it that you survived, that you didn't survive.
See what I'm saying?
This is the things that this guy is trying to say in those, with posted those messages, man. And it goes on. It goes on.
He's trying to say in these messages that he's posted that Tyler Perry is saying, hey, depending on what you do, depending on what you choose to do, depending on how you treat me, this is what Tyler Perry is telling this man, the actor that's suing him for $260 million. And now that he's under federal investigation. Tyler Perry is telling him, yo, the storyline can go either way. The show, The Office, the Oval Office that he's starring in and appearing in, he's telling them, yo, we can end this office show, the Oval Office show, either way, depending on how you want to cooperate sexually with him as Tyler Perry. So he's saying in these messages, hey, I feel sorry for whoever it is because I can, if you don't deal with me, Tyler Perry, then I can just kill your character in this movie or this series. But if you do deal, somebody else character can be killed in the series and dismissed. So this is another abuse of power that Tyler Perry is implementing, quid pro quo, this for that. This is what he's implementing. And we got the receipts for it. Let's keep going.
It definitely goes on. So, and I want to show that where it goes on because I think that you are delusional, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, I know, like, if you like a person,
people delusional.
You know, it can make you delusional, but you know, I don't think that you should be delusional.
We got more text messages. We got more receipts.
And kind of really see what the hell is going on.
The white print is the guy that's against him for the 260.
Read this next message, the last message right here.
Let's go.
Treat myself right. what are you doing? Derek, and he writes, allegedly, just talking to my sister. I roll. He writes, fine, good night. I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. Derek writes, trying to get off so I can go to sleep. So he's saying like he's trying to like talk him down so he can go, like he's trying to get out of the conversation. But he's saying this whole time he played along because he was afraid for his job. My thing is, you gotta have fortitude. I told y'all this other day. You have to have fortitude and self-respect and self-dignity, in my opinion, right? If something like this is happening, you gotta have enough honor for yourself to say, man, you know what, forget this, bro. I'm not gonna subject myself to this.
I mean, let's get right. Let's get right, family. Let's get right, family. Here you have Mr. Derek, the actor of the Oval Office, in text messages, talking to Tyler Perry, allegedly, is what they're saying, telling this man that he wants to go to sleep, and this man is continuously hassling him about some sexual encounter. All in the text. Let's keep going for those that don't believe.
But while you continue to allow this to go on, see, he has culpability himself. And I told y'all that the other day in that video. This is how, when I say people sell their souls in the industry, you have certain people that sell their souls in the industry. And this is a part of selling your soul. What do I mean? Selling your soul. I mean subjecting yourself to things that you should not do, not subject yourself to because of a business opportunity.
What?
So,
hold on, man. Let's get right. These text messages. Now, this is how you know this is Tyler Perry texting Mr. Derek that works for the Oval Office, his company, on the show. Quote, Tyler Perry, allegedly is what they want to say. Treat myself right. What are you doing? Derek. I mean, you see it right there. Big ass Derek. You understand? And the blue says, Derek, like, yo, just talking to my sister. So then you get some Tyler Perry type shit saying, I roll. Fine, good night. I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. Then you got Derek coming back with the shit, trying to get off so I can go to sleep. So Derek like, I'm trying to get off the phone so I go to sleep. He like, oh, I understand. So here you have a situation that Tyler Perry, grown ass gatekeeper, powerful billionaire, in the position and taking advantage of his actual employees with no regard. Let's keep going.
Tyler apparently wrote, I understand, LOL. And then he wrote LOL. Apparently, you're not the only one that's been drinking tonight. Tyler says, allegedly, I just started. Then he writes, they don't LOL. Then it goes on. He shows this message.
We got another message. Let's go.
What does it take for you to have guiltless sex?
Oh, let's hear that again.
It's true. Or if he has this.
Power companies hate when you.
Hold up, let's get right. Let's get right. Hit that like button when you come in with fam, man. You know this is no filters. This is Dilla T. This is exclusive shit. Okay? This is Tyler Perry. Right now being under federal investigation for the claims and the accusations of sexual harassment against a worker that works on the show, the Oval Office, by the name of Derek, that he has abused his power and continues to use his power to coerce the actors to having a great career or no career at all, based off the sexual fantasies and desires that he chooses to come against them with. Let's keep going.
selling your soul. I mean, subjecting yourself to things that you should not do, not subject yourself to because of a business opportunity.
Right, because when we talk about selling souls, we talking about, first of all souls belong to the God, to the Lord. All souls. So when we talk about selling souls, we're talking about just choosing who you want to serve. We're talking about choosing the way you want to go. We're talking about choosing what you want to do. Talking about choosing the choices of good and bad, evil. You understand? So that's the thing when it comes to talking about selling souls, when we're dealing with people like this that's choosing to say, hey, I'll do this for that. Quid pro quo is the term in Latin. Let's keep going.
So Tyler apparently wrote, I understand, LOL. And then he wrote LOL. Apparently you're not the only one that's been tricking. Like Tyler says, allegedly, I just started. Then he writes, they don't LOL. Then it goes on. He shows this message.
More text. More text. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
For you to have guiltless sex.
Okay, so I think y'all just heard what I heard. This man, Tyler Perry, just said in here. Let's go.
Then he writes, they don't LOL. Then it goes on. He shows this message. What is it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? Yes, it's the exact same kind of car, Geo Metro. And then he writes, giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist, ? That's so cool.
What?
Where you came from?
What are we doing?
Then Tyler Perry says, unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with it. And it's so sad. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. This dude, if this is true, this is the actual demon, man.
No, like, think about it, fam. Hold on. This Tyler Perry who has laid hands and prayed for T.D. Jakes publicly, right? This Tyler Perry who's talked about God, Jesus, everything involved publicly, okay? Tyler Perry is on here telling this man, he's saying, what's going on to take, what is it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? What? Then he talking about, have y'all found that in therapy? So this man on here telling this man that he in therapy, he need help, he going through a lot of shit. And this man said, what is it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that in therapy? He like, yes, it's the exact same kind of car, Geo Metro. This man said, giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist, that's so cool. Where you came from? This man said, unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that same, and it's so sad. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. Let's get right quick. Let's get right quick in here. Type FAM if you in here with me, man. You know what's going on right now, my G's. Because this is Tyler Perry pressuring this man, telling him, you can be and have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. See, you can believe in Christ, but the freedom and the religious guilt, he's telling you that you can feel the guilt but still believe in Jesus, or but still believe in God. But you can still feel guilt that you know you fucked up because you went against who you believe in. Are we gonna talk today? Let me say that for the niggas in the back. Tyler Perry allegedly on this text message telling this man Derek that he can literally be and have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. You out your damn mind. Let's keep going.
You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe believe in Christ. This dude, if this is true, this is the actual demon, man. And I hope this is not true for Tyler Perry, but this guy is showing screenshots.
Screenshots.
That it's going to be hard if he has this from the phone company. You cannot ask an employee, what is it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Then he's asking, have y'all found that yet in therapy? So this guy, he actually was going to therapy.
He knows he was going to therapy, and he still came against him. Like, have y'all talked about that? You hear the ignorance in that shit? It's so fucking ignorant for him to know that that man was going through therapy and shit, and he like, yo, have y'all discussed having guiltless sex? Have y'all discussed just going crazy sexually? Have y'all discussed just having fun all motherfucking day and night? What are we talking about, fam? This Tyler Perry we talking about. And a lot of you motherfuckers like this nigga. A lot of you motherfuckers think he all high and mighty. We gonna keep going because we got the receipts.
Legally, and I'm talking about with the feds or state prosecutors. Here's why. Well, let me get to this first. Right? So the eligibility, right? So quid pro quo sexual harassment is what this dude Derek has invoked in his lawsuit. It's illegal under both federal and state laws prohibiting sex discrimination in the workplace. According to a legal blog, it says hostile work environment. Unlike quid pro quo, hostile work environment harassment involves unwanted sexual conduct that creates a negative and
this is a real thing,
atmosphere, but doesn't necessarily involve a direct exchange for job benefits. Now, let's get to this part. And this is where it's going to get sticky, icky. Yes, quid pro quo sexual harassment is illegal and considered a form of sexual discrimination under both federal and state laws.
Oh my God! See, you don't understand. See, I don't think Tyler Perry and Diddy really knows what's going on. Because it's funny why they didn't mention quid pro quo in Diddy case, or why they didn't really mention like a lot of these elements of how the abuse of power has been taken. I just want to know why they didn't do it to Diddy, because those same situations is what's being done even in Diddy thing, and he been doing that shit for 30, 40 years. You understand? He been doing that shit for 30, 40 years. He ain't just did it and started on it. He's been doing it for 30, 40 years. So if quid pro quo is a new term for the powers that be that use their powers and abuse their powers, that don't seem like that's something they gonna add to no Diddy case. You know what I'm saying? Because Diddy shit already going on. So when we talk about quid pro quo and allowing and knowing that that shit is illegal, they said it's illegal. It's illegal. I think they've been going on. See, I know. And see, that's why I was telling my brother Quick Brain earlier. Like, I'm like, if it's so fucking illegal and the shit been going on for a while, why all of a sudden it's coming out now? Oh, Tyler Perry put his hands on the wrong skin tone. I'm going to let that cook in. Let's get real. Let's get right. I'm going to say it for them niggas in the back. The reason why this is different right now, because Tyler Perry put his hands on the wrong skin tone. And I told y'all yesterday, your skin will set the tone for the situation you're in. I don't give a fuck if you've been through this and that. Your skin will set the tone for the situation you're in. Why the fuck will it be coming out now about Tyler Perry when he already has been charged for sexual harassment? He's already been charged for sexual harassment before. So I'm just trying to figure out why. it gotta be something deep. That man put his hands on a skin tone that's very lighter than mine. He touched a white boy. Let's be real. Because even y'all knowing me, y'all, this no filters. We gonna get real up in here. Hit that like button. We tapping it. Hit that like button. Let's get real. Y'all in here with me. Let's get real. That man, Tyler Perry, touched a white boy. And now they finna go down. See, this is why this is really fucked up. Because the first dude that Tyler Perry touched or some shit that came out, let me say this. The first guy, male, that he touched that came out publicly was black. This guy that he just came out with is white. And for somehow, he's being charged $260 million for touching him. Now, where does the system go wrong, or where does the representation not being right? Because I'm just trying to figure out, how does the black guy back in the day charge that, not even back in the day, the black guy gets charged, he's charging him, but you didn't hear him about no $260 million. You didn't hear nothing about no feds investigation. So this is the problem I'm having here at No Filters about trying to process. How does the first guy that accused Tyler Perry of sexual harassment, he don't get $260 million. He don't get no feds federal investigation. He don't get none of that. But yet, now today, Tyler Perry is being sued for $260 million and is under federal investigation right now as we speak, family. So I'm just trying to figure out that. Why not the first time? But now the second time. And in my head, I'm thinking if the skin tone was the same as the first time, would this not be a problem? Would this not be a situation? Would this really get swept under the rug? Would this really be nothing found? Why didn't Tyler Perry get charged for the same charges today as he did then when this black man came out and said Tyler Perry sexually harassed him? I'll wait. I want to know what you think in the comments. Let me know. I need to know. How is it all of a sudden that man can get charged now, but he didn't get charged then the first time? Huh? Let's keep going.
In a position of power, demand sexual favors in exchange for job benefits or to avoid negative consequences. I'm going to unalive your courage off this show if you don't get down with what I want. This type of harassment is illegal because it violates, right, the Title VII
illegal
of the Civil Rights Act, excuse me, right? So, now, this is why this is so important. He invoked that in his lawsuit.
He put it in the lawsuit.
He invoked that in his lawsuit. That is why this is so damning right there. Now read that right there. He invoked this in the lawsuit.
Wow.
Which now is public. This could end up being similar to like
wow.
a situation where the feds come in now. Because now that the feds have read this, they're probably going to go investigate all this guy's businesses. And this is the part you guys are going to have to understand now. Read that. First case of action. Quid pro quo sexual harassment. So we've already
this is a real thing.
Legal in a federal and state crime.
Okay, let's get right. Mr. Derek on the Oval Office charging Tyler Perry. 260 million. Today, federal investigation against Tyler Perry for abusing his authority. Right now, this is first cause of action. This document states the quid pro quo sexual harassment. See, I just told you all, they put a term on quid pro quo. Quid pro quo in Latin means this for that. Meaning, hey, if you give me this, I can do that for you. In this music business, in this actors business, in this entertainment business, in this Hollywood business, I can do this for that. That is the exact reference and terms being used because of how they move. Okay? And in this case, it's showing first cause of action, quid pro quo sexual harassment. Plaintiff incorporates by reference and real legals, herein each and every one of them allegations contained in the proceedings of foregoing paragraphs of this complaint as is fully set forth herein. At relevant time, Mr. Dixon was an employee for TPS, and Mr. Perry was reasonable for the hiring and firing of Mr. Dixon and defined in California. TPS is the company that Tyler Perry runs. Okay, let's get right in this motherfucker right now, fam. Hit that like button. You already know we in here. It's Dilla T, no filters. We finna get real in here because in the same sense, you have to understand. Somebody and something is getting tired of these gatekeepers hanging regular civilians out to fucking dry. That is exactly what's happening right now. You understand me? I have spoke before about why are these people not being held accountable? Why are these people, they can be charged for something publicly on Google and don't say shit and walk away from that situation as if you ain't just been charged about touching no fucking kids. You haven't been charged for touching grown-ass men. You haven't been charged for smacking the shit out of women. You haven't been charged for sitting there slanging sex from left to fucking right. You haven't been charged for sitting there raping. You haven't been charged for sitting there sexually harassing. This is what the problem is. This is publicly charged. These are public charges, and they want to use the word alleged as if we don't know that that's just something to make it light so we don't fully say fuck them for real and get on their ass. Because as I have said before, these people need to be charged. These people need to be held accountable. These people need to not be let back into the community because when they have power that can exceed or expand or go against anybody that stands in their way. That is the situation we got going on right now, family. And what's funny is, in my head, it's so funny, it's like, you know, you're innocent until you're proven guilty. You're innocent until somebody can say your sick ass really did what you did. You're innocent until the judge hit the fucking mallet on the thing and says, guilty. The problem I'm having with that is that we be knowing people be guilty before we even know they're guilty for the facts. Again, the information that has been preceding us and what we've seen has further let us know that these motherfuckers is really moving like that out here and abusing their power. And there's a term for abusing your power and putting us in a situation where we have to say, hey, do we have to really go through this person to get to the promised land? Do we really have to go through this gatekeeper to have more? Do we really have to change what we believe in and what we've been raised by, the morals, just to smile? Because you don't understand how many people have been born without a smile. That worked hard, authentically, to create a smile for their career. All to be bombarded by somebody like Tyler Perry, P. Diddy, Rock Nation, Kevin Spacey, so on and so forth, that can put you and me in a situation that says, hey, if you don't do what I want you to do, You will never be famous and nobody would never know you. That is the problem. What's up, Side Queen? Let's keep going. She said, what if Oprah's time is up? So she sacrificed Tyler to save herself. See, you get that theory because you know Tyler Perry is connected with Oprah's Winfrey network. Let me say that again. Let's get right in here. Let me say that. Hit that like button, fam. Smash that like button for me. I rock with y'all. Y'all rock with me. We in here. Let's keep going. Oprah Winfrey has her own network. Tyler Perry has been with her network for a while. You have to understand everything that goes into that, family. Because at the end of the day, even Oprah Winfrey has been accused of things that's going on in her own world that has to do with minors, has to do with kids, has to do with girls, has to do with everything going on over there in them other areas of Africa type shit, where she's making herself seem as if she is the golden child, golden savior, water savior. But in the end of the day, there's some real shit going on with Oprah Winfrey. If you want to see a video on Oprah Winfrey, type FAM. Let me know now, because the realness that I can get in on that shit about Oprah using her powers that be to keep people in control and make sure that everybody doing what they want to do and the way she want them to do it, that's a big thing. But if you think that Tyler Perry can be sacrificed or in a situation that says, hey, we're going to hang him out to dry, I knew something was going on. Because think about this, family. If he can have done this and know that other people is doing this too, why would it be coming out now? Why would it be coming out now? One of the biggest theories that is going on, that man just put his hands on somebody that has a different skin tone as you and I and others that's on here. We all family, whether we got the same skin tone or not. But this is no filters. You with Dilla T. We're going to put it like it is and say it like we see it. That man put his hands on a different skin tone this time. And for that, he's seeing federal charges, sexual charges, suing for $260 million, discrediting, and changing his career for life. The reason why this situation is so serious, family, is because I just said it. Why are we not holding these people accountable that seem to love and like the same gender when they want to? But yet, why would you like the same gender and have to take and harass, to disrespect, humiliate, to degrade and discredit, to abuse? Why did not Diddy and Tyler Perry just come out and say, hey, I like the same sex, I like men, I'm gay, I go both ways, or not, whichever way? Why did they just not come out and just say that's the way they want to move in life? Because in my mind, I know that regardless if they can act like they're embarrassed, you have to understand you're not embarrassed. Diddy's not embarrassed by everything he's done. Tyler Perry is not embarrassed by being charged for sexually harassment not once but twice. They don't feel no type of fucking way, family. They don't. Because you have to understand, the powers that be always feel that power will override whatever's going on. Whatever's that be, power will always override. But you have to always, too, understand as well. For them not to just want to come out and say, hey, they like men, they like it this way, they like to do weird shit. They already have been in question from Tyler Perry wearing the Medea. He already wears that. He already plays that character. So this femininity, or this man that can easily turn it on and talk like a woman, speak like a woman, act like a woman at any time of the day or night. For him to be able to do that, family, there has to be some type of understanding that is embedded in him that he's been on that he desires that he likes that's okay. I'm just trying to figure out if that's okay and that's been your thing, which we know it has been at this point in my mind. Because for you to turn it on and off like that, like it's nothing, that means it's in you. You understand? But the fullness thereof of understanding about why he would rather get sued for his desires instead of just publicly speak about his desires. Why are we not discussing that? Why are we not understanding? Why would they, whether be in court over their personal desires, even after Diddy calling grown-ass men daddy, even after Diddy being accused by several thousand men on how he moving and what he's doing that's wrong, even after that, I'm just trying to make it make sense, fam, about why they don't feel like, hey, if you can be public like that, or if you can call people daddy publicly like that, you don't think somebody at some point will recognize that you gay, motherfucker? And if you're not gay, oh, you both ways? If you own that motherfucker, stand on that shit. But why you gotta abuse people to do it? Why you gotta hurt other people, fam, just to be on what you want to be on or what you always been on? Because Tyler Perry ain't just started this fuck shit. This ain't just start, fam. This shit been going on. Shit been done. Shit been did. You have to understand. Side and Queen say, yo, what if Oprah's getting rid of these men for her own debts? You have to understand. This shit bigger than Oprah. Oprah is a piece to a puzzle that plays a big role in that puzzle. But you have to understand. You will always get moved out the way if you become a liability. Oh, let me say that shit again for the niggas in the back. You will always get moved out the way if you become a liability in a system that requires your role as a vital piece to that puzzle or that part. You don't get to be a part of a system and then play a role as if your part is nothing when your piece is called. As strong as your piece is to that puzzle, is as strong as that picture is seen. And all of us, I feel, have a piece of the puzzle in this world that can create the world that we want and need and keep those others that are wrong, disrespectful, pedophiles, sexual harassing people, coming against men, against them, using their powers that be against those civilians that want to change their life and ain't never seen a different thing abundantly. You don't get to do that. Let's keep going.
So with the text messages that he has displayed in a lawsuit, and it's more, we'll show y'all, the federal authorities and the state authorities could deem that this is, no, I'm not doing too much, sir. All I'm doing is presenting facts. If you got a problem with it, you can get blocked, bitch ass nigga.
Right.
What's wrong with you, nigga?
Right.
You mad and scared of the truth?
Right.
Get your bitch
That's what I
ass
be
out.
talking about. You bitch ass niggas out there talking that shit. Coming off all tough and shit like you on that. Yeah, listen, man. Listen, dog. Don't come in here. Let me tell you something, man. Right now, you come in here with that bullshit. Oh, that's fine. Don't come in at that bullshit because listen to me. Everything in this energy and everything that's going on here is made to the public people. There's nobody that's taking information and making up information. All information is put out to the public. You do what you please with that information, fam. You don't get to run up and talk shit and then act like somebody making it up or motherfuckers just came up with paragraphs saying that this person wrong and this person terrible. Everything you see on Diddy did to himself. Everything you hear about R. Kelly did to himself. Everything you know and hear about Tyler Perry, he's done to himself. Let's keep going.
Of demon
You don't get to come in here talking that shit.
He didn't put this information out here. Derek did, nigga. The only thing I'm doing is showing you, nigga. So that all these other young black folks that come up, get a bag, don't put themselves in a trick bag, nigga, and end up losing all their fortune, all their fame, and potentially all their freedom off stuff like this, you damn fool. The hell is wrong with you weak ass niggas, man?
That's the big difference. You got people that still standing up for this bullshit. You got people that still looking at these people like they cool. You got people that still seeing this shit as if they don't even believe in it. Hold up right quick. Side and Queen say, yo, so how do you think Oprah's dirt is kept quiet? And she's like the Clive Davis of TV. See, you got to understand. As long as those people continue to keep doing what they signed up for, even though that shit was wicked, sick, and some more shit, as long as they continue to keep doing it, as long as they continue to keep doing it, nothing will never be said. Nothing will never be done. All will still be well and all will keep going. You understand what I'm saying, fam? Huh? All will keep going. As long as they keep doing what they're told to fucking do. Because if they don't, that's when you get shit like Diddy situation publicly. That's when you get Tyler Perry situation publicly. And see, the only difference between Tyler Perry and Diddy is Diddy has more personnel and people involved in everything and all the moves he's made. Tyler Perry went after a white boy. Let's keep going.
Quid pro quo sexual harassment is what Derek invoked in his lawsuit. Against all defendants. So this is why I said that he included the company in there as well. It says that the plaintiff, who is Derek Dixon, incorporates by reference.
What's up, family? Hit that like button. We in here. Hit that like button. Smash that like button for me. We in here, family. I appreciate you, FAM, if you with me. You see the title. Tyler Perry finally under investigation, federal investigation for his power abuse, for his sexual harassment, this for that, and for the quid pro quo term used, meaning this for that in Latin. Let's keep going.
Herein, each and every one of the allegations contained in the proceeding and the foregoing paragraphs of this complaint, as is fully set forth herein. At relevant times, Mr. Dixon was an employee of TPS, and Mr. Perry was responsible for hiring and firing of Mr. Dixon as defined in California. Alternatively, Mr. Dixon was an actor on the set of the show that Mr. Perry was producing for TPS and was therefore providing services to TPS and Mr. Perry. And they were involved in a business relationship which is subject to Government Code 12940. He's invoking this stuff in his lawsuit, you damn fool. Showing you right here. Tyler Perry made unwanted sexual advances to Mr. Dixon. Tyler Perry also made unwanted verbal and physical conduct of a sexual nature. The terms of employment, job benefits, opportunities for continued work, additional pay, and other favorable working conditions were made contingent by words and or conduct on Mr. Dixon's acceptance of Tyler Perry's sexual advances or conduct. This is where the quid pro quo is coming in, where he's alleging it, right? Mr. Perry made it clear to Mr. Dixon that he would unalive off Mr. Dixon's character mentioned conduct, the plaintiff suffered physical sickness, physical injuries, body pains, anxiety, worry, embarrassment, humiliation, injury to his professional reputation, mental anguish, emotional distress, and PTSD, an amount to be proven at trial. The plaintiff is further entitled to recover reasonable attorney fees, costs, and prejudgment interest in connection with this matter. Defendants committed the acts herein alleged maliciously and fraudulently with the wrongful intention of injuring plaintiff and with the improper and evil motive rising to the level of malice and conscious disregard of the plaintiff's rights. Because the acts taken towards the plaintiff were carried out by managerial employees acting in a despicable, deliberate, cold, callous, and intentional manner in order to injure and damage the plaintiff, plaintiff is entitled to recover punitive damages from the defendants. This could turn into being a potential RICO if they prove it. Now, am I saying this is proven guilty? No, I'm saying that this is the route that this thing looks like it's headed. So you can get mad at me all you want, punk ass bitch. Get mad at the info hoe ass nigga. That's why y'all ask me in the comment section why I turn up on these punks. Cause these dudes are punks. Straight up, man. These dudes ain't got no soul. They ain't got no heart. They ain't got no honor. Just a bunch of suckers, man. Straight like that. And you see it on your, I'm telling you what the deal is. The dude invoked this in his lawsuit. I didn't tell the dude to do this. I don't know who the hell this guy was before this lawsuit. Derek Dixon.
The Supreme Court upholds Tennessee's ban on transgender medical procedures for minors.
There is a huge risk to kids from these procedures with very little, if any, benefit.
The 6-3 decision is a landmark victory for parents and conservatives and a defining blow to transgender activism.
I'm Georgia Howe with Daily Wire Executive Editor John Bickley. It's Thursday, June 19th, and this is Morning Wire.
The U.S. continues to fortify the Middle East as Trump ramps up the pressure on Iran to surrender.
Why didn't you negotiate with me 2 weeks ago? You could have done fine. You would have had a country.
And as Trump escalates deportation plans, Democrats make headlines by getting themselves arrested.
Before I could even get out my question, I was physically and aggressively forced out of the room.
Thanks for waking up with Morning Wire. Stay tuned. We have the news you need to know.
Balance of Nature fruit and veggies is the most convenient way to get whole fruits and vegetables daily, especially if you're focused on creating a healthier, happier lifestyle. Nature is pretty good at giving us the nutrients we need through our fruits and vegetables. So Balance of Nature takes fruits and vegetables, they freeze dry them, turn them into a powder, and then they put them into a capsule. I take these capsules whenever I'm traveling and on the go, keeping up with the latest news to ensure that I get my daily fruits and veggies. Balance of Nature is just one ingredient of a balanced lifestyle and has no intention to replace a healthy diet, exercise, sleep, or any other healthy habits. It's intended to be used in concert. Head over to balanceofnature.com and use promo code WIRE for 35% off your first order as a preferred customer, plus get a free bottle of Vibrant Spice. That's balanceofnature.com, promo code WIRE.
In a major win for conservative activists and parent groups, the Supreme Court on Wednesday upheld a Tennessee law banning transgender drugs and surgeries for children.
This landmark ruling paves the way for other states to follow Tennessee's lead. Daily Wire investigative reporter Mairead Elordi is here now with more. So Mairead, tell us about this ruling.
Hi, Georgia. The court ruled 6-3 in the case called United States versus Scrimeti. Justices decided that Tennessee's law does not violate the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. The plaintiffs in this case, which included trans-identifying teens and their families, claimed that Tennessee's law banning puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries for minors discriminated against them on the basis of sex. Chief Justice John Roberts penned the court's opinion and rejected the plaintiff's argument that Tennessee's law discriminates on the basis of sex. He also said the plaintiffs, quote, contort the meaning of the term medical treatment. Roberts wrote, quote, notably absent from their framing is a key aspect of any medical treatment, the underlying medical concern the treatment is intended to address. Daily Wire's White House correspondent Mary Margaret Olahan was at the Supreme Court on Wednesday.
We just talked to a couple people that came out of the court that were in there when the decision came down. They told us they were really surprised by the expressions on the justices' faces when this decision came down. For example, Justice Amy Coney Barrett looked a little angry, they said, as she listened to one of the liberal justices' dissents, while the liberal justices also looked a little upset as they listened to the majority opinion, which obviously came down in favor of this Tennessee law.
We spoke with Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti, whose name is on this case, about the victory. He explained what he saw as the flaws in the plaintiff's arguments.
So the main argument from the other side when we did the oral argument in front of the court was, if you have a boy who wants testosterone to resolve a developmental defect, then they can get it, but a girl who wants testosterone to deepen her voice can't. And the dissenting justices thought that this was some sort of discrimination. But with any medical treatment, you're not just handing someone a drug, you're giving them a treatment to treat a specific condition, and different drugs have different effects on different conditions. And we differentiate between those purposes all the time. So I thought that was a fatal flaw in the argument on the other side.
As a reminder, Tennessee lawmakers were inspired to introduce and pass the law following Daily Wire host Matt Walsh's explosive investigation into Vanderbilt University's gender clinic.
Right, a lot of parents and activists are celebrating today.
We not seeing that?
What are they saying?
They are, absolutely. We spoke with Chloe Cole.
Do we not seeing that? On how they just tapped in? Is that not the setup for the real dummies? Is it not for the setup for the real dummies? Is it not the setup for everybody involved knowing that these people have no other place to go? Let's keep going.
But I'm telling y'all one thing. If they prove that these text messages, indeed, and it's not going to be very hard to prove that those text messages came from the devices of Tyler Perry,
What's up, Texas?
man, it's going to be a real problem. I'm telling you. So you can get mad, feel how you want to feel, say whatever the hell you want to say. But you better hope and pray that these messages did not come from Mr. Perry's devices.
You better hope and pray. You better hope and pray. Oh, we got some more right here.
Santa Monica is nice. I'm glad you're out there, or going out there. How is your no? Is it stronger? Question mark. You've got to have a strong no. Derek says in the message, yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. These niggas think I'm
Whoa, whoa, hold up, whoa. Did we hear that right? Let's keep going.
Santa Monica is nice. I hope and pray they didn't. Nice. Santa Monica is nice. I'm glad you're out there, or going out there. How is your no? Is it stronger? Question mark. You've got to have a strong no. Derek says in the message, yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul
The man mama think he gonna sell his soul.
to the Illuminati.
Why would he think that? Why?
I'm come on here capping.
Why?
There ain't no cap in my rap.
Why would this, hold up, man? This is Derek. This is Derek mama. This is Derek. Derek is the one that's charging Tyler Perry. Derek is the one that's charging Tyler Perry, suing him for $260 million of sexual harassment. Why would he be telling Tyler Perry that his mother thinks he's going to sell his soul to the Illuminati? That is exactly what was just said. Why? I mean, I'm gonna wait on y'all. Why would Derek be telling Tyler Perry that Derek's mom thinks that Derek is gonna sell his soul to the Illuminati? Clearly, he know some people involved. Clearly, he sees the people involved. Clearly, he can understand the signs, the lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, pride of life. He can see it in his eyes because of who he's dealing with and who he's talking to. Something is alarming him about the Illuminati and selling his soul because his mother thinks he's going to do that because of the industry he's in. Let's keep going.
Let me repeat myself again. There ain't no cap in my raps. But everybody want to get mad at me when I sit on and stand on business. Decisions. You get the money, you get the position of power, you have decisions you can make in life. I'm worth $1 billion. I don't need to deal with anybody that's working for me.
Woo! He ain't said it nothing but let's get right, let's get right, let's get right. If I got $1 billion, okay, why do I need to search to find people to have fun with? Why would I need to figure out what to do? Oh, I'm sorry. People like Michael Jackson that didn't have no childhood, they literally had to seek out people to have fun with because he didn't really have a childhood because it was gone. So when you're thinking about you having $1 billion, why would a billionaire have to go kick it with people and have to force people to kick it with him? Like, we shouldn't have to kick it. We shouldn't have to force shit. Even not having $1 billion, you shouldn't have to force kicking it with nobody or having fun or just going out with the homies and doing your thing. That makes no sense to me. You see what I'm saying? Because even with $1 billion, why would you have to seek out people to harass, sexually harass, coerce? You lame as fuck because you actually have to force. You have to do things by force. Nothing is being done by just being cool, being calm, being collect, letting people accept you for you, connecting with people. It never has to be that. But yet these billionaires are forcing that, and their organizational way of putting together, having fun parties. And this is the way of their fantasies for them because they will straight sit there and have to fight and force sexual harassment on people. Let's keep going.
These are all facts. And that's me. And I'm not saying that Tyler Perry did. They have to prove it. What I'm saying is that if these text messages are true, Tyler Perry is in some real trouble.
Oh, he is. He is some real trouble. Let me tell you something, fam. Let me tell you something. For those in the back, for those that still rocking with Dilla T and no filter, let me tell you something, man. Tyler Perry, if this shit is true, bro, let me tell you something, man. For real. For real. And that ain't even no if. I'm tired of that if shit, bro. I ain't even finna be on no if shit. Ain't no fucking if here. This man, this white man is coming out that worked for him and been working for him. He know who the fuck he dealing with. He know who he's been dealing with, who he's been getting checks from. He know who he's dealing with. This ain't no made up alleged shit. I'm tired of motherfuckers with that alleged word. Like, everybody want to use that alleged word to make it seem like that word either get you out of some shit or sit there and try to figure out what the fuck you been on. Because at the end of the day, if they say alleged, it's always still going to be some type of, oh, he's still going to get some type of something off if it's alleged. Ain't nothing about this shit alleged. The fuck we talking about? The other day, we just talked about this man getting sued for $260 billion. The fuck's alleged about that? It don't get no alleged about that. Ain't nothing alleged about $260 million being sued. Nigga, you touching grown-ass men. Fuck is you talking about? No, ain't no alleged about that. And now you under federal investigation. What's alleged about that? I'm tired of this word alleged. It's like y'all keep giving these niggas passes with this alleged thing. Like you see the shit in your eyes, you hear the man touching men as a grown-ass man and don't give a fuck about nobody fucking with or dealing with, but yet you keep saying that, oh, well, allegedly. And then and what is alleged until they say, hey, he's guilty? We heard about R. Kelly, little dumbass, pissing on girls. We heard about that. And then he had a whole house mom in the house allowing him to do the shit. Night in, night and day, mothers and fathers allowing their kids to get the pissed on by R. Kelly all the fucking time. But y'all was still on some that's alleged until it really came out. Fuck alleged. You understand? Because at this point for Tyler Perry, you've been accused not once, twice, black man, white man. All of a sudden, you getting federal investigation charges against you for sexually harassing like you did a black man a while back. Now that's funny to me that you touched a white man and now you getting federal investigation charges? So you telling me that if he would have just kept touching black men, kept harassing black men, it would have been nothing? You telling me if he would have been harassing just black men, nothing would have came out about a federal investigation if he'd have kept touching black men. But yet he touched this white boy, and all of a sudden now, the feds want to investigate him. He's getting sued for $260 million now. I hate that the tone of your that the skin will set the tone of wherever situation you in. I've been saying this since day one. Your skin will set the tone for whatever situation you're in. Meaning, whatever tone of your skin you are, that's going to determine whatever situation you come out of if you're in it and it's deeper than you. Because ain't that shocking to you that all of a sudden now the feds want to investigate Tyler Perry because of who he touched? And he's getting sued for $260 million, but he had already touched people back then. And somebody came out and spoke about it then. The feds wasn't investigating him. It was just a regular sexual harassment. Money, the shit swept under the rug. But all of a sudden, you touch a white boy involved in this, and now alarms are going crazy. Excuse me if people feel some type of way when I say a white boy or a black man, but that's the realness it gets, because this is no filters. We don't give a fuck about none of that. We gonna call it like it is. It's not even the fact that he's a plant. It's more so the situation that Tyler Perry chose the wrong one. Did you think about that, family? He just chose the wrong one. See, you and I don't really know how many people Tyler Perry to actually put his hands on. Okay, let's be real. We really don't know how many people Tyler Perry did put his hands on. Right. But the fact, and Kai says it was speculation the first time with the black guy. Respect, fine. So now that we know it's come out again, it's not speculation. See, this is no speculation now. See, this is real now, because even if the first time was speculation, now that it's happened again, we know it's really real because it's happened again. But even in that same sense, we're thinking about federal investigation now. The skin tone matters in this world on everything we do. I don't care what nobody says. I don't give a fuck what not. I don't care what y'all say. Like respectfully, for real, the skin tone matters on everything we do in the world, and that's just a real thing. I don't know why people don't think that's still a real thing. You understand? Because to me, if this was a black man that got hands put on him, sexually harassed, would they still call it speculation? Would they even get that much attention for the federal feds to sit there and give this some type of attention? Would they even be allowed to even think that they can get a lawyer that will allow them to get suing Tyler Perry for $260 million? Let's talk about it. Let's be real. Let's be real. Ki says, I'm a phlebotomist, work at a very popular hospital, and a Hollywood patient told me everything you hear foul about Hollywood is true. He said it's a tape of Beyonce out there that would end her career. And then my people say, Side Queen say, maybe they knew Tyler would strike at the right boy. See, shout out to you, Kai, phlebotomist that works in Hollywood, and then heard what you've heard from those that you've heard it from. See, the realness about us understanding about awareness is coming in and saying, hey, just like Kai says, hey, I'm a phlebotomist. I work in a very popular hospital at a Hollywood patient told me everything and that you hear in Hollywood is foul is true. That is what No Filters is about. It's about us coming together as fam and recording and putting the information out there for us to put into the community for people to know what's really going on. When people like Ki says, I'm a phlebotomist, I work at a very popular hospital in Hollywood, and a Hollywood patient told this person that everything you hear foul about Hollywood is true. He said it's a tape about Beyonce out here that could end her career. Now, let's be real. We've heard a couple situations about Beyonce. Matter of fact, just saying her name damn near feels like your whole life can fuck up or something. Ain't that fucked up? Like, there's people that has always thanked Beyonce in the award shows about how they feel that if they don't, they feel like something would happen. Now, that's a big fucking thing. Hit that like button when you in here. Smash that like button, fam. We in here. We cooking. We getting shit popping. We still here. It's No Filters, Dilla T. You still with me. When people can come out and say, hey, everything you hear in Hollywood is really Hollyweird. Everything's really fucked up. Walk like a duck, quack like a duck, sound like a duck. It's a fucking duck. That is what the people of Hollywood is seeing. Hollywood and California. They seeing it right in their own eyes. And then when people come out and say this shit, the people on the other side of the world that ain't seen it for their own eyes is like, oh man, you gotta be kidding me. But yet we see it with our own eyes on Google, YouTube, every platform that allows us to read news. We see it. We hear it. We know it. So yet you have people like Tyler Perry that's been looked at as almighty, all God, Jesus' son, the love of Christianity, all of that shit. That's what you got going on with Tyler Perry. And even in that same sense of having it going on with Tyler Perry, it's deeper when the fact that he's been putting his hands probably on people, because they talked about in this case that he will still allow people to get a step up in their career if they sexually have a relationship with him, or get a step down in their career if they sexually speak out about him. You don't think that's fucking crazy? You don't think that's out of hand? You don't think that the world is in control of Hollywood and Hollywood is in world of control? Hollywood is in control of the world. That is what that is. That is a big fucking deal. Because even those that walk around and said they believe in Jesus and God and that they are not of the world and that they of the devil, that they not of the devil, these same people are in a situation where they still are being questioned and looked at as if they already sold their souls. And we don't even know what they've really done. We don't know what they've really done. We don't really know what they've really done. Let's keep going. Because we really don't know what they've really done, but we continue to hear about them and their souls. Why? Let's keep going.
How is your no, quote unquote no? Is it stronger? You gotta have a strong, I'm glad that these decisions. You get the money, you get the position of power, you have decisions you can make in life. I'm worth $1 billion. I don't need to deal with anybody that's working for me.
Yeah.
These are all facts. And that's me. And I'm not saying that Tyler Perry did. They have to prove it. What I'm saying is that if these text messages are true, Tyler Perry is in some real trouble.
He's done.
Read that first line again.
If these text messages we reading is true, Tyler Perry done. Kai says, I can't wait for Q from Day 26 story comes out about the Diddy trial, about what Diddy did to him. He said Don was a liar and part of the sick shit. Sly Queen say, maybe they knew Tyler would strike at the white boy. See, this is what you got to understand. If the powers that be put the white boy in position because they knew Tyler Perry was going to bite, or they put the white boy in position to leverage or be some type of bait. See, I don't believe that. A part of me believes a piece of it, but you got to understand, there's so many people that are just that can just become an actor. They can just have talent. They can just become a rapper and then put themselves in a position, and then because you have to understand, a lot of these people are put into position because of the middleman. There's always a middleman that we don't hear about that connected this civilian coming up actor or coming up artist or coming up athlete or coming up entertainer, comedian, whatever. There's always a middleman that connects them with Hollywood. Okay? So you have to understand, that middle connector guy that connects the civilian with Hollywood, it's that person really that knows how far or how deep the rabbit hole goes when they connect the civilian, the beginner, the new actor, the new entertainer, the new athlete, the new comedian, all of that. They know, the middleman knows what the fuck's finna happen. Okay? So the biggest thing about saying how they can just plant white dude right there in the position, there's no real planting him in the position because he's like somebody that's trying to have a position and have a career, actor career, artist career, entertaining career, all of that type of stuff. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say that they planted him or put him in position, because if that was the case, I mean, it's like taking a piece from somewhere and putting them there and say, hey, go audition for Tyler Perry's Oval Office series. Now, don't get me wrong. The feds, they can do some shit like that. And we'll just be sitting back like, damn, who the fuck just came with this white boy and put him in this motherfucking show? This nigga's like the leading star. He's the leading role. He off the chain. Where he come from? Right? But you got to understand, there's still civilians and regular people that just work hard, become an actor, and wants opportunity. Pure, regular opportunity. So when they're cheated by having somebody come in and say, hey, if you don't do this for me, I'm going to do this for you. And if you don't do this for me, I'm going to shut your career down. And if you do this for me, your career will go farther. That's the situation here. But if all these text messages and all of that shit is true from Tyler Perry coming against this man, Derek, that was the rapper, that was the actor of Oval Office, he in a world full of shit. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Because it ain't never stopped about what he's done. We just want to make sure that we accurate on what he did.
He says nice. Santa Monica is nice. I'm glad you're going out there.
Woo!
No. Quote unquote, no. Is it stronger? You gotta have a strong no. He says, yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm gonna sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say that it's real.
Did you hear what he just said? Did y'all hear what he just said? That man just said that Derek mama said she believed he gonna sell his soul to the Illuminati. And she said that she heard Kanye West say that it's real. Hit that like button for me, family. This shit getting bubbly. Derek mama, who's accusing Tyler Perry of sexual harassment and suing him for $260 million, and he played the role on the Oval Office. His mother is afraid that Derek was selling his soul to the Illuminati, and he told Tyler Perry that. Shout out to you, Callie. We in here. Oh, this shit real. Let's keep going.
Tyler says, well, I don't think that, but I think. Allegedly, Tyler says, well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. Here's where
Did you hear that?
he is willing to sell his soul. Like I told y'all. Like I told y'all. Read his legacy.
Let's be clear for the people in the back that didn't get what the fuck going on here. I'm going to read this shit for you. This is Derek texting Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry texting him back. Let's go. Tyler Perry said, nice. Santa Monica's nice. I'm glad you're going out there. He said, how is your no? Is it stronger? Meaning the word no. Is it stronger? You got to have a strong no. He responds and said, yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. That is that blue line right there. This is Derek telling Tyler Perry that Derek saying his mama thinks he's going to sell his soul to the Illuminati. Then he says, she heard Kanye say that it's real. Tyler Perry says, well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no. So this is him. Let me repeat that again. Tyler Perry is saying, well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. This is the information that he's informing Derek from Derek's mom saying that she thinks Derek would sell his soul to the Illuminati. Tyler Perry says, well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. Derek says, it only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. Hold up. You have Tyler Perry in here talking about and talking to Derek. And he's saying, I only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. Then he's laughing. Talking about just kidding, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. That's that. Then he talking about I hear you. Then he says, well, the only one who could have gotten that for you, though, through sex, is in prison. So just stick to the no unless you are really into him. See, this person on here is saying that the only person that could have gotten you that level of power with Illuminati is in prison. So just stick with the no. I mean, this is Tyler Perry talking to this man, informing him about, just kidding, about if it gets him an Oscar, he's going to say yes to the Illuminati. I mean, this is the information you're giving this guy that just comes in the game. They're starring in a series, The Oval Office, and you're telling me it's okay to hear that type of shit? What the fuck are we talking about, family? Hit that like button. We in here. Let's keep going.
Alleged message. I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. So you willing to sell your soul? If it gets you an Oscar? Then he says, nah, joking. I hear you. Now you put that in the atmosphere, Playboy.
You put that in the atmosphere. How we think you joking?
Then Tyler allegedly says, well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through sex is in prison.
This is Tyler Perry saying this.
No, unless you're really into him. And then look at that face right there on the screen. Alleged face.
And then he sent a laughing eye emoji.
Allegedly.
After telling this man, whoever could have did whatever he needed him to do for an Oscar for the Illuminati, the man is in prison. I mean, what are we doing here, family? You got Tyler Perry sitting there informing people that if you want an Oscar, that you would enjoy, that you would join the Illuminati. And then he's saying if you can't handle it, then your no need to be seriously no, or the strongest no that you can have if you can't handle that. That's my point. Sad Queen says, see, how you talking about all this if you're new to the game? That's the thing that I want people to understand about the hypocrisy happening right in our face. The lies right in our face. The hoodwinking right in our face. The bamboozling right in our faces. This is what's going on here. And we still got more. Because at the end of the day, we have to expose these people for who they are and what we hear and what we see. If you walk outside at any time of the day and you see some fuckery or something crazy that you know don't make no goddamn sense, you either gonna react to it or you gonna say something to somebody about it. It goes the same way for this same dumb shit with these Hollywood motherfuckers. If we hear about it, I expect us to speak the fuck up and get on their ass right now about it. You understand what I'm saying? Because these people don't deserve to do this and still be able to operate in this manner as if the public has not known about it. See, the moment it's privacy, it's privacy. The moment it becomes public, I expect the public to go fucking public about it. Let me say that again for the niggas in the back. Privacy is privacy. But the moment it becomes public, I expect us as public people to go public about it when it don't fit into what the public has designed for us to be a part of. You understand that? And that's the problem with what's going on today. There are so many different new things going on that it seems like the public is just accepting it all. We just accepting the shit. It don't matter what the fuck it is. I don't care to the pettiest part of it that has changed shit that we've already seen. The public is accepting this shit because they're not against it. If you're not, listen, like they say, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. If you don't make clear your stance and your position in this situation with Tyler Perry, then that lets me know further where you stand. If you don't make clear what's right from wrong in this position with Tyler Perry, that lets me know where you stand as well. If you have kids, if you have respect for yourself, if you have respect for still this environment that we live by that says, hey, my kids and my family are in it and we deserve to be a part of it and this is our environment. See, this ain't Hollywood environment. See, Hollywood don't live where we live. They don't indulge where we play at. But yet they go after the people that we live with. So how is it okay that yet we sit back when we hear this shit and don't say nothing or do nothing? Knowing that all of us still have a voice to speak on it. It's not okay for you to be tuned into this and know that you can speak up about this and share this with the world. That's the problem. That's the sincerity. That's the realness of it. You have to understand to be able to share this with the world and have no filters when doing so. So at the end of the day, I'm going to leave it in you all's hands. I'm going to leave it in your hands, family. We all have a obligation to our family and to our kids to speak up about sick motherfuckers like this. We all have an obligation to make sure that we keep people like this out of our community. We all have an obligation to stay safe and be the gatekeepers to our community to keep bullshit out. Like Side Queen said right here, why the white boy keep texting Tyler? The white boy could have stopped long ago. He could have gotten a different job. If he really cares about his dignity. See, and that's what I spoke about last night. That's what I spoke about yesterday. All of these people that snitches on Diddy and all of these people that's talking all had a choice to turn away. All had a choice to choose a different career. All had a choice to go independent. All had a choice to go their own route. Nobody held a gun to their head and say, stay here. They all used the term blackball to say, hey, even though they was in that position of talent, athlete, entertainer, rapper, singer, they all had a position in the entertainment industry and was blackballed. You love that industry so much that you would still knock on that door to continue to still be there and go back to the person that tortured you and treated you like shit. So while we sit there and we crucify the Diddy's of the world, the Tyler Perry's of the world, the Rock Nations of the world, the Kevin Spacey's of the world, we have to look at ourselves and say, hey, if we don't speak up against them, and if we don't stand for what's right, then we'll fall for any fucking thing. And I'm going to leave it right there, fam. I want to know what you think. Tyler Perry is being sued for $260 million that has now turned into a federal investigation against this man. Federal investigation against this man. And because of that, he is now in a world full of shit because of the text messages that has been exposed from Derek, the victim, and Tyler Perry, the Punisher. I'm going to take this from Kai says, she got to disagree. Diddy has mentally tucked people away. This young and had a change to stop and walk away from Cassie, that's a different situation. But you still have to understand, for Diddy to have mentally tucked people away, the psychology behind the mental is a difference in saying that he's let all of those people go as well. So even if they psychologically feel some type of way, they are still physically free from him. Those that were. People like Cassie chose when she wanted to expose him, sue him, and stand trial in court about him. That was a decision. Because you have to understand how many years Cassie was with Diddy. And when she could have already done this. There's nothing that's telling me that Cassie could have not pulled this card earlier. If anything, to me, she liked those things. Got tired. Got broke. And pulled that card. Because money will always be the element of things in these type of situations. Why didn't Cassie already say something? Why don't the other people that Tyler Perry has talked to or abused or flirted with in the workplace spoke up? That's the thing. Cassie can be jealous of whatever the case may be, but what we have to understand that Kim Porter was before Cassie. Kim Porter, Cassie, then Young Miami. You have to understand, Kim Porter, Cassie played the same role Young Miami played with Kim Porter. What Cassie played with Kim Porter. So the realness of it comes down to, again, knowing they all knew what was going on. You can come into a room that's uncomfortable. But once you identify that room and read the room, you're going to make a decision if that's for you or not. And you're either going to stay or you're going to leave. You're either going to adapt or you're going to shut it down. So at the end of the day, family, if we don't stand for nothing, we'll fall for anything. So let me know what you think in the comments. As always, I always appreciate you all's time, attention, and thought for liking, commenting on everything, subscribing to the channel, and sharing with the world what's going on. But until next time, family, you already know it's Dilla T, and this is No Filters. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a good night, family.